What's up, world? It's your boy, your guy, Coach EV, aka EV the Geeker, and welcome to another episode of Talking Hoops in the SIP Girls Edition. That's right, Talking Hoops in the SIP Girls Edition. And I am your host. I've already told you who I was, but I have my co-host and my cohorts from the DC Bucks, Cordarius Jones. What up, Cord?
What's up, Coach?
And the easy one, the special one from Mississippi Play Sports, Mississippi Bobcats, and Mississippi everything else, Eddie Young. What up, Eddie?
What's up, Coach? How you doing?
I'm doing great, and GOG for asking me how I'm doing. And then we have our special guest, the number 2 ranked Gulfport Lady Admirals in the building, and we have the senior Amaja Smith. What up, Amaja?
Hey.
And the 2 juniors, Jada Hall and Samara Fields. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Good.
And we have the coach of the Lady Admirals, Miss Coach Brooke, aka Lady Swagger Glass. I gotta call her Swagger Glass. That's my nickname for Miss Swagger in the building. What's up, Coach Glass?
I like it.
You like that? Yes. Hey, listen, before I get going, we just got to take care of a few things. Tonight's show is brought to you by Eros Hydroxyl Blaster. I need everybody to say with me, Eros.
Eros?
Eros. Yes, try it again. Eros.
Eros.
See, Eddie, once again, doesn't do what people tell him to do. But anyway, we're just going without him. The Eros Hydroxyl Blaster is the first air purifier scientifically proven to reduce COVID-19 on surfaces. For more information, call my guy Jason at 601-454-8678. That's 601-454-8678. If you have any issues.
Shout out to Jason Hubbard, man. How you doing, Jason? Shout out to you, man.
Like God, dog. What you like who interrupts like that? I mean, like, you don't have any, like, what's wrong with you? Like, seriously, what now you want to put yourself on mute now and go back to your phone. When I ask you to say Eros, then you don't say nothing. But then you want to interrupt me when I'm talking. Man, I don't know. I apologize for all of you Gulfport people who are just watching for the first time. I know you probably say, man, y'all let anybody on the show. Yes, what we're doing, I'm a believer in God. And what I try to do is, as a minister, I just try to help all type of people. And so even guys that have some challenges in their mind, I give them an opportunity, like a Eddie Young, to even, try to get himself together. But anyway, let's jump right in. Let me ask the young ladies, as we're talking about COVID-19, let's go back and we'll start with the juniors. Jada, then Samara, and then Amaja. You can answer in that order. Let's go back to March when it first happened, COVID-19 first happened, and tell me a little bit about how the process impacted you as a player and maybe the preparation for this upcoming season and what you thought about it. Just anything that you want to talk about concerning, COVID-19.
Okay, whenever it first came in March, I feel like we were all taken by shock because our practice ended abruptly and everyone had to go back home in quarantine. But during that time period, Coach had us on Zoom doing like team calls, and we would watch different videos, and they would send us like at-home workouts to help us stay in shape during the months. So that way, when we returned like back during the summertime, we were able to get back to work.
All right, it's my turn. During March, I was still at West Harrison, so it was like West Harrison. So I was talking to Magica, who was planning like me moving over. So yeah, basically I wasn't really doing anything. I was just working on my own. My turn. Okay. So yeah, back what tomorrow said, me and her was talking, and then I would just do workouts at home, working on ball handling and stuff like that. And then once it got time for us to start practicing, we did a lot of Zoom calls with the team, like Jada Hall said, just to help us get back in the groove, so we won't be so behind when we start back practicing again.
Coach Glass, talk to me from a coach's perspective. How you felt in the preparation, pretty much losing or potentially losing a summer league and summer, and all that, bringing in new players and everything, and even how it's affected you up to this point.
Well, at first, I was devastated because our postseason is really important for skill development. We do a lot of individual skill development, working on getting them better at certain aspects of their game. So I knew we were going to miss that part. So in my mind, I'm thinking, what can I do to try to bridge the gap so when we do get back in the game? So we would meet once or twice a week over Zoom. We would talk about the offense we were going to install. I found some breakdown drills, and we would go over what it should look like, how we're going to implement it, stuff like that. And then really just trying to keep everybody in shape. Like I would send weekly workouts, just different challenges to try to get them to stay working on their own until we could actually get back in the gym. And up to this point, man, just wearing our masks. You can ask the kids. We tell them anytime you are anywhere, put your mask on. We sanitize balls before and after practice. Just anything we could do to try to take a preventative measure at this point.
That's awesome. I'm just curious, why aren't you guys wearing your mask now?
We're all in our own homes.
Oh, okay. So you ain't taking preventative measures at the house. Okay, cool. No, I'm just messing with you. Yeah, I try to be funny sometimes. I'm probably funnier than Eddie, but Eddie is funny looking. But anyway, so listen, it's you guys have jumped out to it's amazing. I said y'all was like just a slip of the tongue, 14-1. And I mean, y'all must pressure defense, because as soon as I said 14-1, y'all put so much pressure on me. No, we're 15-1. I'm like, whoa, hey, slow down. Wait a minute. I got you 15-1. Talk to us about, because I think that, for a team that has come off, the fact that you played, first of all, 16 games is pretty much amazing in a season like this. But how, and from the girls, how have you guys been able to jump out to such an amazing start so far? And then, you ranked number 2 in the state right now, and only lost to the number 1 team in the state, Meridian, by 2 points. So talk to me about that, Samara. Then we'll go Jada, and then we go Amaja.
I'll say it's our chemistry. I mean, down here on the coast, we all didn't play each other at least once, so we all know each other. So me moving over, and we just brought it all together. We got our own group chat, so we'll just make Joe's FaceTime. We had to gather together. We all had a little dinner at his place and stuff like that. So our chemistry is great. So it just made us all come together.
Yeah, like Samar was saying, like we're all in Gulfport, so we all kind of already knew each other from like previous leagues and other games we played with each other. So our team we've already had from the previous year, we've already had some chemistry, but when our 4 transfers came over, I feel like we instantly clicked with each other.
Yeah, I feel the same way. And then also like making sure that we're welcoming in the transfers that we did have, knowing that they're gonna help us during the season, and just staying in, well, what do I want to say? Make sure that we do good team bonding and stuff like that, like going out to eat, keeping up with each other every day. Even like during the summer when we had practice and then they shut us down, we just kept in contact with everybody, so we never lost that connection.
Hey, can I jump in real quick before Coach Glass jump in?
You can't jump nothing, but you can ask quick, because you can't even get out that high. But anyway, go ahead.
Hey, listen, Coach Glass, I knew about Samari coming over from West Harrison. You guys said that I hear 4 transfers this year. So who were the other transfers that came in? Because I wasn't aware that you guys had so many.
I'll take it. We actually had 3 come in from West Harrison. Samara, Sanaya Price, and Anaya Martin from West Harrison. And then we had a kid move in from D'Iberville, Amari Jackson Wright.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, Samari, has it been an adjustment for you? I know, like you said, you alluded to being in Gulfport. You girls have grown up and to know each other. So, has that been an adjustment coming from? You were the obviously one of the top players, if not the top player last year, to now playing alongside better kids. Has that been an adjustment for you this year?
Yes, sir. Like I was saying, it was all planned out. We was all talking it over.
I got you. You still get coach making sure you get enough shots.
Yes, sir.
You do. Hey Evie, can I? Is Evie is he gone? Okay, good. Hey, listen, this is the best part of the show when he loses his he purchased a really cheap Wi-Fi, so he's gone now. So I get to take over the show, me and Cordarius, and this should be our show anyway. Coach Glass, I want to talk to you about, obviously the coaching carousel with coaches I think they probably have the biggest pressure because, oftentimes there's an unwritten rule that each coach at a new school has a 2 to 3 year, opportunity to get it done. I know you had a lot of success your first year going 18-9, making a pretty good run in the state tournament. And then the last 2 years have been, pretty tough for you. So typically most people come into a situation at a new school and don't have as much success as you, and then try to build on each year getting better, where you started off 18-9 and then went to 5-20 and 11 and whatever. So can you talk about how that's been a roller coaster for you and to get to the point to where you guys are a top 5 program now in the state?
Absolutely. So my first year coming in, I was blessed with a senior laden team. I had all seniors and 2 underclassmen. And so I kind of used that as motivation, like this is your last chance to get it done, let's get to work. And they bought in really early on, really quickly, and we made a good little run. And then because we were senior laden, we graduated 7 or 8, I can't remember. So then it was almost like, at that point, that was Amaja's first year coming in. That was Jada Hall's first year coming in. They were freshman, sophomore, and that was our starting group. We had freshman, sophomore in our whole program. Our varsity was competing against juniors and seniors. So that first year after that run, maybe my most mentally challenging year, just having young kids, having to develop and trust and build on them. Then last year, we were sophomore, juniors, so we had a little bit better success. And this year we're finally, reaping a few of the rewards of the hard work that we've been putting in and year out. So, I mean, we were blessed to have kids move in to help as well. But like I said, the kids that have been with us since that second year, my second year here, have truly grown and bought into everything that I've asked.
And Eddie, that's awesome, Coach. By the way, Eddie, I wasn't gone anywhere. I heard your silly self. My internet is fine. I had to get off for a second. And then I gave you a little rope and you did what I thought. You thought you was a cowboy. Just because I gave you a rope, you think you're a cowboy now. Give you an inch and you take a mile. But it's okay because this is our show, buddy.
You said you wasted about 30 seconds of nothing, to be honest with you, Coach. But Coach, that's really good, Coach Glass. You answered everything really well on that, and that's just intriguing to kind of see that a guy like EV, who's coached for over 20 years,
close to 30. But anyway, go ahead.
How long?
Close to 30. But anyway, who's counting? Just 900 games. You don't even know what 900 games is. But anyway, go ahead.
And you've been fired from every location that you coached at. So, but anyway, Coach, this particular year, we right now, Mississippi Play Sports have you guys in the top 5 in the rankings, and I know there's other rankings that's got you as high as number 2 and number 3. Can you guys talk about being a consensus top 5 team, and does that motivate you? Is there pressure when people across the state have that type of respect for your program and what you're doing, versus being the underdog, because I know most coaches want to fly under the radar most of the season and then try to sneak up on people. So y'all won't be sneaking up on nobody right now because y'all are definitely legit. So can we talk about that a little bit?
You mean let the kids start and then I'll wrap it up, or how you want us to do this?
No, it's directed to you, Coach.
Okay, I got you.
He likes to talk to the coaches, bro. I mean, like
Look,
you were smart enough. You tried to let him know, like maybe the kids ought to ask this, Eddie. But go ahead, Coach Brooke. I'm sorry.
I got plenty of questions for the girls, but this is for Coach Brooke. We're working our way down.
No, we have come into the season, and I just started, and we have shirts that say "Make them believe" every day. That's our mission is. We're not going to talk about ourselves. We're not going to broadcast. We're just going to make people believe by our actions. And one of my favorite quotes, Maja, go ahead and tell them what I tell y'all every day. Go ahead, jump in, tell them what my quote is.
Don't talk about it, be about it.
Don't talk about it, be about it. So we're not going to tell everybody we're number 1, 2, 3, whatever. We're just here to play. We're trying to beat anybody we can, as much as we can, as often as we can. So.
And let me just jump in for the girls here, Eddie. We'll come back to you right after this break. But anyway, we're right after. Amaja, how do you feel about when you have a clown posing as a writer? I'm sorry. A guy who ranked you 5th, and then you're ranked 2nd. Like, did you feel like slighted just a taste that Mr. Young had you at 5? And I like how he tried to clean it up. Or the writers around the state have you guys at a consensus top 5. No, there's a difference between 2 and 5. So I'm not gonna let you get away with that, Eddie, because you got him at 5 and other people got him at 2. So Amaja, talk to me about that.
I did look at the list today, and when I saw it, I was a little shocked because I was just like, wow. But at the same time, it's just, it's rankings, like it's off of people's opinions. And I feel like no matter what, any given day, like I feel like my team, I'm confident in my team, and I feel like we could beat any team. But I just feel like we're just underdogs, even though we're ranked number 2. I feel like we're still underrated too.
Okay. What about you, Samara? Did you feel any type of way? And Jada, you can answer that too. Did y'all feel any type of way? Or you really like you knew like, oh, it's Mississippi Play Sport? Like what was your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with Amaja. When it comes to rankings, like anybody will put their personal opinion on it based on like what they think. But at the end of the day, we just have to really put our point on the court and just show it with the numbers.
Okay. I like that.
It just gives us something to put on our back. We just have more to prove.
All right, cool. So they got something to prove. They just letting you know that, man. They got something to prove.
Well, I feel my rankings are accurate. I think you guys are right where you need to go. I think y'all right where you need to be. I think the teams that are ahead of you right now are better. So prove Coach Young wrong and prove us wrong. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter about my opinion. It only matters about what you feel. And obviously, Miles, you done took that off me. You look like you're trying to say something to me.
Yeah, I'm about to say, got my coach fired up.
Yeah, I love it. Go ahead, Coach Brooke. Go ahead and jump in there, Coach.
I was just going to say what the kids say. That's a bet. Big bet.
That's a bet. But you know what? I tell people this on
Hey, listen. Hey, we've heard enough of you. Cordero, you got anything any questions for the girls?
I want to say this real quick, Eddie. Thank you, real quick, because I want to say something about the rankings, and I think you guys made a great point. I want you to use it, and we have a lot of fun here. Rankings, you're going to be getting ranked, and I say this. I'm going to say this often so people get it. You're going to be getting ranked your whole life. We rank things our whole life. There's a reason we go, and I use this all the time. There's a reason we go to Walmart versus Kroger. Why? We rank them higher or vice versa. So it's not anything personal. It's not saying that Gulfport can't play because he has you 5. Because I really do. As silly as Eddie looks and as silly as he is, I do respect him in the sense because as the guru right now, today, it could change tomorrow. But today, he's the guy I would say out of anybody that's ranking, not that he's necessarily always right, because me and him disagree a lot and often, but he has, I will say this, he's one of the hardest working guys I know, and he does go out and take a look at it. So his opinion, I mean, I respect his opinion, but I think you guys have the right opinion and right attitude as well when you say we just gonna prove him wrong, because at the end of the day, and I've been proven, I've gotten to know Eddie these last few months. I've been proven wrong a whole lot, so that's not going to be hard. But anyway,
Well,
but
let me interrupt you real quick, Ev, and I'm going to say this, and we're going to give Coach Eddie some credit. The 2 games that he mentioned that he's seen us play, we didn't have our full deck. We didn't have a full squad. So in your defense, you didn't catch us on our best night. So we'll let you have that number 5. We're good with that. So that's just in our defense.
See that, Eddie? I love that. Thanks, Coach, for clearing that up, because he'll sit here. He will sit here and act like I gave him a little credit there, but I'm glad you made me bring him back down to like it. We got to keep that dude humble. Corey, go ahead, man, if you got something to jump in with.
I got a question for how you pronounce your name? Amaje Smith?
Amaja.
I didn't want to butcher it, You signed the Pearl River. What made you make the decision to sign the Pearl River?
I had went on the visit and I liked the energy that they had. I love the coaching staff. Like, they always stayed in contact with me, and they just like would check on me every week and stuff like that. They come to our practices that I liked, and it was just a good fit. Like, the play style is kind of the same way that we play here. So I just know that, like, wherever my game is, it'll level up there.
Okay. Have you met some of my girls I've been coaching for years? Haley Traylor from Tupelo and Jaleesa LaForge from Tupelo. Have you got a chance to talk with them, and Rachel Hightower? Forget Rachel Hightower from DeSoto Central. All 3 of them is girls I coached. Have you met them,
I have not.
Anything?
I have not met them. I know I played against one in the All-Star game. I played in the North and South All-Star game.
Okay.
So it's gonna be interesting to meet some of them. I've already talked to a couple of my teammates. Like, I came in contact with one. So I'm gonna try to we're gonna try to make a group chat hopefully soon, just to get to know each other.
Okay.
That's awesome. Hey, speaking of chat, we have a chat going on YouTube. And so I have some people asking questions. So this question is from Bianca Smith, or Bianca S. I don't know if it's Smith or not. It says, to the players, what about eating habits? Did your eating habits change for the better or worse during, I guess they're meaning during COVID-19. So do y'all know who Bianca S is?
Yes, that is my cousin.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, talk to her. I mean, talk to Bianca, and y'all can all answer that.
Jidhawk.
During COVID, I'm not going to say my eating habits were the best at the time, but like I said in the group chat with our coaches, they always check on us and make sure we're making smart decisions and making us stay safe from COVID and all that stuff. So it definitely did get better closer during the summertime, so we could get ready for the game coming up in the season.
I'll go next. My eating habits, they weren't that bad because I was very cautious. I was working out every day, so I kind of watched what I ate. Just not too much. I actually tried to go on the diet. It didn't work out, but I still tried. So my eating habits, it didn't get worse. I mean, I just we was working out a lot, so stopped eating a lot of hot stuff and stuff like that. So
I want to say this real quick. I'm very impressed with you ladies. The level of intelligence. I'm really, and I want to just acknowledge that publicly. I'm really just impressed by your ability to communicate. That is so important. Communication is important when you get to the next level, especially for somebody like you, Amaj, who's going to be a point guard. And everybody, communication, coaches, that's the big thing that they're going to preach. Talk on defense. You got to talk. If you're not talking, you're not that good of a basketball player. I see you smiling over there, Coach Glass, because that must be something that you push over there. down in Gulfport. But so I just want to say that's real important, and unfortunately, me and Eddie's eating habits weren't very good during COVID, and really mine hadn't been good for the last 25 years. And so, I didn't always be this big guy, and so Eddie, he had nerve enough to put a picture of him when he was like in high school. And what I noticed was, although he was slimmer, his head was still big. And so that was very interesting there too. That's just a side note. I was thinking when you mentioned about eating habits, and I was thinking about how big his head was, back then. But he did. The Lord blessed him. He had a nice young lady. Eddie, was that your wife back then, or was that somebody? I mean, I just was curious.
No, that wasn't. That was a schoolmate. I didn't meet Kim until college. So.
Oh, okay, but you thought it was cool to put your your old. Okay, cool. That's something else. Anyway.
I
So
got a
Eddie, do
question
you
for
have
the
this? Your
girl.
turn. Go, huh?
Oh, okay, back. No, I'm saying you
Go
going
ahead,
back to Eddie.
Cordis.
Okay.
Go ahead, Cordis.
No,
No. We thinking about Eddie, man.
Trying to see who on this panel is the defensive stopper on Gulfport. Want to know who the defensive stopper of the team. Who
I
got
don't
that
think the
assignment?
defensive stopper. I don't think the defense is going. She's not on here, is she, Coach? Yeah, the defensive goal ain't on here.
What's the
Oh,
goal's
okay,
name?
okay.
What's the goal's name, Amaja? Because Amaja looking like, no, I'm the defensive stopper. Who the best defensive player on the team, Amaja?
I don't know. I guess Coach shaking her head. I guess she had somebody else in mind, but we all know who in mind. Ain't that right, Samara Jennings?
All right, so who you had the task of holding
If
this year
it's
was the
not
hardest?
me, then
So
it's
who you had
I would
the
say.
task of holding this year?
Wait, I'm sorry. Say
Who
that
you
again.
had the who was the hardest task for you holding this year, 1-on-1 in a game?
Oh, in the game.
Haley Breland.
Oh yeah, I did. Okay, yeah, I'll say her because that's the only person. Unless you talking about in practice, you know who I'm guarding.
Who you guarding in practice?
Samara Fields.
Samara, can she stop you, Samara?
Don't start capping on it. Don't start capping.
No, sir.
Oh, I
No,
love
sir.
that. I love that, Samara. I love that type talk. Man, I tell you, y'all got some real swagger, and that comes from the top. That's dripping from Coach Glass right there. Gulfport, I'm so excited about y'all, but I'm going to tell you this. Talk to me. I want to know about the Meridian game, because let me just say this about Meridian. I seen Meridian play twice. I saw him play Choctaw Central, and then I saw him play Madison Central, which are two really good teams. When they played Madison Central was undefeated. Meridian was undefeated. And I'm telling you, their energy, I've never seen anything like it. When they came out to warm up, they were talking the whole time for 12 minutes during warm-ups. And it carried over to the game, and they just smothered Madison Central out. Talk to me about you guys' game. Take me through it. And I want to start with the girls first. Take me through it, because I think you guys were down, if I'm not mistaken, and then you came back and cut it through and only lost by 2. Take me through the game and tell me how you got a chance to play them again. What would be a different outcome?
I'll start. So we were down at the half. First half we couldn't make any shots. We were just trying to buy a bucket. We came out, and then Jada Hall got us going. Defensively, Anaya Martin, the transfer from was Harrison. She came in and she was just defending Debrisha very well. That was really like Jada Hall started hitting some threes, and our energy just got up, and we had dug a hole so big during the first half. I feel like that just what got us during the game. But I feel like if we were to play them again, it would be a different outcome and a better game.
Going off of what Ahmad said, we did have a rough first half. We weren't making any shots. We came back out the second half though. Our energy was higher. Like she said, Anaya Martin really stepped up on defense, and I think that really motivated us to push harder. We started making shots, but then it took us a whole half to catch up, so we didn't end up winning. But I feel like if we played them again and start the first half like we started that second half in that game, we would have had a better outcome.
Yeah, I feel like if we play them again, it'll be way better. But basically, when we went through halftime, we all knew that we had to come back. So, with coach telling us what to do, whenever, and Anaya holding Debrisha and Jada Hall coming in clutch, we all just got back
Clutch.
together.
I'm telling you.
The bench was had our back. We was all screaming. We all was talking on the floor. We all had the same energy, and we was all on the same level to try to win the game. Which the outcome didn't come out where we wanted it to, but yeah. And I also was in trouble, so that caused us a lot too.
Hey, tell me this real quick. One thing I can sense in the room, you can sense this. It seems like you guys like playing together. Like it seems like y'all genuinely like each other. Are y'all tricking me, or is that am I feeling the right thing? Because sometimes I can be tricked. Like Eddie tricks me all the time that he knows something he really doesn't. So at the end of the day, are y'all tricking me, or do y'all really like each other and y'all got like good chemistry for real? Like like y'all been talking about. Are y'all fooling me?
I like Jada Hall. I don't know if she like me back, but and tomorrow my dog, she know. Jada,
Yeah, I feel like we all have good chemistry.
so you're not gonna say you like me back? Okay.
I guess so.
Hey, Amaja, I want to go back to a question that you had when you were getting ready before Evie rudely interrupted you. You were getting ready to talk about if it wasn't you on defense, who would be the best defensive player on the team?
Oh yeah. I would pick Anaya Martin just because the way she guarded the Brisha. She most likely, if it's a it doesn't really matter. She can guard post or guard, but she'll get the defensive assignment to guard the best player.
Okay. And then my other question was Haley Breland was talking a little noise to y'all girls out there in the Stone game. So is that tell me about when you got somebody like Haley Breland. I hope Haley's listening in. When you got a kid like Haley who's got swag like Coach Glass and out there talking a little noise on the court. Jada, you want to talk about that? What do you think about kids like that that's kind of talking a little smack on the floor? You want to shut them up? Jada, you want to kind of tell us about that? I noticed she was kind of jawing at y'all a little bit out there.
We play players like that. We don't really go back and forth with them. We kind of just prove our point, like on the court during plays. It might get like a little bit tense, of course, during the game as we go back and forth at it. But at the end of the game, we respect each other and we just have respect and play our hardest.
I got you.
Coach Glass, you had your hand raised. Eddie didn't see it. I know he's blind in his left eye. So,
I know. I was saying I would be the best defensive player if he had to pick somebody. That's what I was saying. But
they looked at you like Cap. That's straight Cap. That's what that was the look they all had. Cap, Coach.
They're haters, but all it takes is say one-on-one. They won't play me. So it is what it is.
Oh, Samara, can you be coach?
Yes, sir.
I love your swagger, man. Amanda, can you be coach?
Yeah, she already knows what's up.
And now we go to you, Jada. Can you be coach?
Yes, sir.
I like Jada. You just such the soft-spoken one kind of. You just kind of like so sweet over there. Yes, sir. I mean, I know I would kill her, but coach, I don't really want to answer that question.
We call Jada the silent assassin.
Okay, all right. Let me ask you this. I got and then we'll go back to Eddie because Eddie has a million questions. But I want to go back to the chat. This is from Jessica McGee. She says, how are y'all staying safe during COVID? And have y'all had to quarantine during the season? So I want everybody that's looking, go on chat if you want to ask any specific questions to any of us. Make sure you hit the chat and we'll get your questions answered. So that's Jessica McGee to the young ladies and then to coach or whatever. Have you guys how are y'all staying safe during COVID and have you had to quarantine during the season?
I'll answer that question first. That's my aunt. We've been
Hey,
staying
Auntie.
safe during the season and avoiding COVID by, like Coach Glass saying, keeping our mask on, and they will help us sanitize our hands between practices and things like that, take our temperature, and they would advocate for us to be safe during the week and make wise decisions, stuff like that, so we can make sure we stay ready for the season. But fortunately, we haven't got quarantined yet.
That's awesome. Well, I think that answer. I like how you took that, and you gave me, Jada. You gave me major energy there too. A little bit more energy. You stepped up on the energy piece. You said, "That's my aunt." Hey, Aunt Jessica, and you wanted to let you. It was like you wanted to let Aunt Jessica know. Aunt Jessica, yeah, yes, we're sanitizing. We're doing all that stuff now. Aunt Jessica, don't embarrass me up here. Oh boy, you guys are funny down there at Gulfport. Come on, Eddie. I know you got something else for him. So I mean, this is your time to shine, buddy.
Okay. Let's see, girls. You get an opportunity to play Meridian potentially in a state championship game. The game is on the line. Who's going to Coach Glass? You're down 2 with 5 seconds left to go on the timeout. Who's going up to Coach Glass and saying, "I'm taking that last shot"?
Tomorrow.
Samara?
Samara.
Samara. Okay.
It's gonna be off of my assist though.
I got you. I got you. Well, that's important because oftentimes we've had several different, and I like to ask that question because we've had several different teams on that's got, obviously 2 and 3 headed monsters, kids that, the shot can go down to anybody. But I think when roles are defined, it's a testament because you guys, Coach Glass and Jada and Amaja and Samara, y'all played not a lot of close games, but the close games that were really tight, y'all been able to pull them out. And that, to me, that shows, that exemplifies the fact that you everybody knows their roles, and that's a testament to Coach Glass too, because there are teams who don't really know who's taking that shot or who, what's their role late in games and stuff like that. So that's interesting, smart. So Miss Fields, how do you feel about your teammates having the confidence in you to take that shot? Are you a big shot maker, or you just or they just trying to be political correct with you?
No, they're right. I feel great. I mean, it's awesome for my team to have confidence in me.
I'm like Evie. I mean, y'all are so well spoken, man. I'm talking about y'all. I ain't sure Evie ain't slid y'all some of these questions y'all been rehearsing, because man, y'all are very, very well spoken, and that's really good to see. When we do this show and we're able to put this out, it's just important to people to see girls like yourselves who are just so of high intellect and well spoken. I'm just impressed with that. Beyond what y'all doing on the court, it looks like y'all are really good student athletes, which leads me to my next question. I know Jada's struggling right now. I think Coach sent me your grades, Jada. I think you're struggling in math and a couple of other subjects. But how are y'all doing academically? Now I'm just kidding, Jada. How are you girls doing academically? We'll start with you, Jada, and then Miss Fields, and then Amaja.
I feel academically I'm doing pretty good with my classes and staying on top of my work.
I'm finna say, because as well spoken as y'all, ain't no way in the world y'all struggling academically. I mean, y'all basically could just take over this show. And me and Kudir, am I right, Cord? Man, hey,
yeah. Ask me some questions.
I know, right? Yeah, y'all got some questions for us?
Sound like Miss Smith. She ready to ask some questions.
Oh yeah, she.
What you want to major in college, Miss Smith?
That I don't know, but I just know it's gonna have to do with something like math. Have to do something with mathematics.
You seem like you very well smoking. You and Haley gonna have some talking contests down there. So I know if they don't know Haley, you don't know Haley yet, but y'all gonna be talking a lot. Because both of
Yeah.
y'all sound
No, I know her. We're good. We're cool.
okay.
Talk to me
What's
about the game you guys just had recently. Y'all had a tough game against Hancock, and Hancock is a team that we haven't seen, and we know they came up this way and beat two very good teams in Pearl and Brandon, and you guys beat them in overtime, and they're part of your district. Talk to us about that, Coach Glass. Maybe you can start us off with that, and then the girls, if you want to add anything on that, feel free.
Well, we haven't had a game since December 30th. So this was our first game going in after sitting out for about 2 weeks. So we've been going hard at practice, but practicing games is a lot different. And we're the type of team that we press the whole game if we can. And we took advantage of that. That's kind of how we came out. We came out running and jumping, really relying on our defensive intensity and defensive pressure. The problem with us is we couldn't throw it in the ocean to save our life. So with our offense struggling to get moving, we kind of struggled, but we held strong on defense. I was very proud of our defensive effort.
I like that when you start talking about pressing. That's my type of game. Have you been watching some of my coaching clinics or something about that? I mean, I know you didn't. This first time we met, but it might, you just maybe, I love to press, running and jumping, diamond in one. I mean, that's my type of conversation. I know, Eddie, you don't know what we're talking about, but just follow us. Use the context clues, okay? And then, I love that because I believe your defense and pressing defense can open up and lead to having, your offense. That can be your scoring when you have challenging nights. And the fact that you guys beat a very good team in overtime, it bodes well for what you got to do to get down that state. So how many more? What's your next? How many more games do you have left?
We play Tuesday, Friday. So about 5 or 6 before our district tournament.
Okay. Yeah, well, now is that time. How do you, I hear a lot of coaches say, this is not the time to catch up with COVID. So, you had this great season so far, and you've already put the things in place. Is there anything extra you're going to do for the district, or as district time comes around? Or is it just kind of just going to keep it like the way it is?
As far as COVID?
Yeah, any more COVID protocols? Are you going to be even more stricter? Are you going to tighten up any more? Because from what I was told, if you get COVID comes around during playoff time, you lose, it causes you to lose, you're done.
I mean, we're really vigilant and talking to our kids about protecting yourself. I mean, stay with your family. Don't go out places that you're not normally going. When you do go somewhere, please wear a mask. Like we really advocate that hard because I believe that that's a big part of not coming in contact with it, not getting exposed to it. But as far as what we're doing, I believe that we're doing everything we can within our realm of what we can do as far as preventative measures. So I think what we're doing is right. It's just up to them to make sure they're doing what they got to do when they're not with us.
Okay. Grant, BJ Phil says, hey, Samara. And then Grammy Duck, proud of my Jada and rest of young ladies. So I just want to let y'all know Grammy Duck. Grammy Duck. And then BJ, who is BJ, Samara?
That's my uncle.
That's your uncle?
Yes, sir.
Uncle BJ in the house, in his house, along with Grammy Duck. Who is that, Jada? I mean, I know Eddie, I'm gonna use my thing with context clues. I'm assuming that's your Granny?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So well, let me ask you guys this. Eddie, you got something? Because when you had that look on your face, it's time for you. I apologize. Let me pass it to you. Because I know you don't know how to pass. Here you go. Catch it. Here you go. Score it, Eddie.
Hey, go ahead, buddy. Keep it rolling. You're doing a great job. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Cord, you got something that you want to add?
I'm gonna ask Coach Glass, what do you feel y'all have to improve on to make this state championship run?
I run and jump. We got some fine tuning that I want to do with that. Just trusting. I think run and jump is a lot of trusting that somebody's going to have your back. So just building on trusting that when I leave my man to rotate, somebody's going to have my back. So we're slowly building that, gaining that trust. But just consistent offensively. The more shots we can get up in practice, the more consistent our shooting will be. I think just the games that we've struggled, I feel like has been an offensive struggle, just getting the ball in the basket. So I think that would be our two main things that we need to focus on.
Okay.
Ann Hall says, so proud of how these young ladies represent Gulfport on and off the court. That's Ann Hall. Do y'all know Ann Hall?
Yes, that's my mom.
I represent
Annie. We call her, we give nicknames around here. Annie. Do they call her Annie? Jada?
No, sir.
I'm sorry, I had to take a break. What was that, Coach? What did you have?
Man, where you at? What you doing? Like what?
It's called multitasking, man. I'm sorry about that. What do we have, Coach? What you need, Evie? What we got?
Hey, Samara, what's look at Samara's face. She looking like, man, what's wrong with this dude? Like she looked at you, and I looked at her. She said, man, what's up with him? He just come in and act like we ain't talking about me, Eddie. I'm talking to Jada Hall about her mama. And you over here talking about what Evie? What? I'm multitasking. Eddie, man, you are so awesome, man. You don't know how I love you so much, man, because you make me laugh. And you just, hey, what up, Evie? Like you just came out of a stupor. we talking about people's mom on here, and you talking about what Evie? Anyway, you got a question, Eddie, for us? You got a question?
I do have a question for you girls. Listen, I wanted to find out. I know. For me, with sports, I was always inspired by my uncles who all played basketball, and I had a really good uncle who was extremely good. So I want to talk about maybe we'll start with the senior and then the two juniors. If anyone particular, let's just talk about maybe what has inspired you to play the game of basketball, whether it's a family member or a WNBA player, or just it's something that you've always been doing, and how long have you girls been playing the basketball? When was the first time you picked up a basketball?
Oh, sorry. The person, I kind of give it to my brother just because my mom signed him up for rec league, and I just saw basketball and I was like, okay, I want to play. So it's kind of like a spontaneous moment. I was just like, and then she just signed me up. I started playing in the second grade, and then from then on I just kept playing, and then that's just kind of how the love grew from there.
Hey, Amaja, that's very inspirational. And when you say rec league, make sure you say recreational league, because EV thought you meant like a wreck, like an accident wreck, like on the highway rec league. So he didn't know when you say rec league that you meant recreational league. So you have to kind of, he's a little slow, so you have to kind of clear it up with him and everything like that. So
yes, sir. My bad. Recreational. My bad.
All right. Thank you, sweetie. Hey, Jada, let's talk about what maybe inspired you to play the game of basketball. When did you first pick up your first basketball?
I also started basketball during the second grade. I was really just trying to figure out my sport and try out different things. I did things like soccer, but I ended up sticking with basketball. And I would say the person who really inspired me and kept me going would be my dad, because he would always help me out with different drills and things like that.
Okay. All right. Now, did your dad play ball and everything?
He played some ball.
Okay. Okay. All right, Miss Fields, who inspired you?
All my cousins around, we all play basketball. Like we'll go outside and just play basketball. So yeah, that's what inspired me. I started playing around, like, as little kids, we all go outside and play. So my mom signed me up for City League, and the love grew on from there.
Hey, Corders, doesn't Samara kind of remind you of Taylor Felton a little bit, kind of how they act, their personality, kind of how you kind of
Oh yeah, she laid back. What grade is you in, Miss Fields?
11.
11th grade. Okay. So it's almost that time. Hey, I'm in. Is y'all games live stream? Cause it's crazy. Y'all the only team I really haven't had a chance to watch that much. Heard a lot of good things though. But is y'all games live stream anywhere?
No, we don't live stream.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
you need to get me to come down and do y'all game. Have you heard me do the game, the play-by-play?
You should come down
We
there.
were all for it.
Yes.
I need, you know what? I need to check y'all schedule because right now I do stuff for JPS. I'm contracted with them. But if I have a slot in there, we might be able to work something out. Y'all need to go check out a game. I got some nice stuff that y'all.
Yeah, you do. I watched the what's it called? Madison Central one. Wait, isn't it?
Yeah, that's Central Meridian.
Meridian. Yeah, I watched that one, and I watched another one of your boys' game. You be calling them refs out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so you think the people in Gulfport might like me down there?
Definitely. I like when you do your little. You be sounding like a whole broadcaster out there.
Thank you. I got a little deal where I say, I lay you. I'm a mind. Just
yeah, that's the one. All right, what's it called? I trade you. Is that it? Is that the one?
When
yeah.
I trade you. Yeah, so yeah, that's I got a whole little deal coming out. I got to get with Miss Glass and see. But as we get ready to wrap up, man, it's been wonderful talking with you guys. Coach, tell me a little bit about your playing career and at Hancock, and then where you played at, a little bit after. Just tell me a little bit about, I'd like to know where your history comes from a little bit, because you look like you can play a little bit.
I can. No. I started out, like I said, I played at Hancock. I graduated from Hancock. We won a state championship in 2004. And I don't do a lot of talk about myself. I'd rather talk about these three ladies on the screen, but I was recruited out of high school heavily. I ended up going to Southeastern Louisiana University and set a couple shooting records there, and just been coaching since.
Well, I think that's important. I know you've done a great job, obviously, getting these girls exposed. And I want to give a shout out to your assistant coach, Coach Gabe. He's actually one of the ones that contacted me about you guys, actually. So Gabe, I know you're listening, man. Shout out to you, bro. And but it's important that your team knows that you've been in the trenches before. I personally, I'm just one of these guys that personally believe that you've had to play the game at some level. You don't necessarily have had to play in college or anything like that, but you've had to go out, even in a rec league. If you're the rec league superstar like Eddie, I respect Eddie. I'm gonna be honest with you. Now, I'm just gonna be totally honest. Yeah. When people see me, like I'm a big guy, I look like a big offensive lineman, and so y'all look at me, you're like, man, this fat dude can't play. And so when I be talking, they be like, kids be laughing, kind of like I'm the big fat uncle at the cookout. Until they go back on YouTube and see my highlight film to see that, no, I was that guy. I brag about myself because I ain't got nothing else to do right now. But I want to tell y'all something. So Eddie kind of looks like I call him my little bruh, because he's a little chunky kid too. And he's younger than me. So I see Eddie walking around. I'm like, I can't take Eddie for granted, because it's like they look at me the same way they look at Eddie. Eddie's a little smaller than me, of course. But Eddie was in the gym one day and he called out some kids and said, let me play on one, can you guard me? So I've seen Eddie shoot. So I already gave him credit that he could shoot the ball. I said, oh, okay, Eddie can shoot it. Boy, he took this kid, he went between his legs, and went behind his back and spun and led. I went to a whole nother level of respect for Eddie. So even though we Joan on here and Eddie got a big head, I'm gonna keep real about stuff like that. The dude can play, and I was really impressed about that. And I think that type of stuff is important, Coach Glass, because now when you teach or when you talk, it says it adds credibility. And I know there are coaches out there that have not played and been very good as well, but it's tough. And I wish they would make it a requirement, to be honest with you, for all officials, sports writers, and everything to have played at some level, because the reason now I believe I can talk intelligently about this game because I know what you guys are going through. I've been there in high school when you had to go do schooling and peer pressure. And even though now it's at a whole nother level, I mean, like, it's not even close to what I had to go through. Y'all going through some, I wouldn't want to live in this era, to be honest with you. And the fact that you guys are living this era as a teenager, because I'm living as a, as an older guy, but the fact that what you do, my hat's off to you. And so your whole community just needs to applaud you, ladies. I don't even know you like that, but I'm proud of you just to see what you've done here tonight and what you're doing. And we want to say, we just hope that you continue to do well, because I want to see y'all in Jacktown, and I want to see y'all I want to see you and Meridian play again, or you and let me see who else in that. Like, I like to see you and Brandon play. Brandon's pretty good. I think their team. Like to see Madison Central. I mean, those are some teams I like to see. So
Germantown 6A will be right there too.
Ooh, Germantown, Maddie Booker. Ooh, wait. Have y'all seen Madison Booker play? Ooh, I love me some Madison Booker. I'm one of them cats that just, when I love y'all too, but Madison Booker is something special. So I want to see those types. Thanks, Eddie, for jumping in there. I want to see y'all play against them and Coach Blast. I'm gonna see what you're gonna do to stop Maddie.
So is Germantown in the north, or they'll be considered south this year?
They're in the north.
Okay.
So y'all would have to meet in the Eddie. Tell me in the south who they gonna have. Who's Gulf Coast gonna have to beat to get to Jackson?
Well, I think as far as the 6A go, really, I think Harrison Central is just. I know that they're in the district, and I just think that they could. The South, to me, 6A wise, I'm trying to think if Brandon fall. I think Brandon may fall south, so it could be Brandon and Gulfport. And then I think Harrison Central is a team that you're just going to, they'll be right there in the end, but obviously Gulfport right now looks like the best team in the South. But if I have to look and see, Coach, how they zone it, but I think Brandon may be the toughest team in South, and then everybody else for the most part, Madison Central, I think, is north. Germantown will fall north. Tupelo
Meridian
north.
fall north?
Olive Branch north. Meridian maybe south. Yeah.
So y'all gonna have to see Meridian and you got let's not forget now, Hancock. They just beat Hancock in overtime, so you can't miss them, right? Or am I off on that? Coach,
somebody's face looking kind of crazy.
Coach Black.
No, they're a solid team. I'm not gonna take anything from them. They're a solid team. They do a good job.
I feel like our district wise, we probably have one of the toughest districts with Harrison Central and Hancock, and obviously us. Probably the top teams on the coast. So I like our district. It kind of gets us like going for when we hit playoffs.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. Y'all energy is off the charts, man. Y'all coach is something else.
Something else.
They know.
This is my first time meeting her. I ain't know she had did it like this. By the way, it's Willie Lee. Willie Lee is sending our love and support all the way from Houston, Texas, for these outstanding ladies, especially for our daughter Amaja. Dad, keep making us proud.
Oh.
And Tori Fields says, "Hey, Samari, so proud of you." Pam Slayton says, "State champion, MVP, 2004, Big Dog." Is that you, Brooke? Big Dog?
Yeah, that was Big Dog.
Did y'all hear her swagger? I'm Big Dog.
Hey Jada, for Christmas I got EV a Hooked on Phonics kit because his English is really bad, and I am so proud of my mentor for articulating the live chats, and how he's speaking really, really well. We've been doing a lot of tutoring. I think Cordarius has been paying a weekly tutor to help him with his articulation and things like that. So I'm just so proud of you, EV, how you're reading the live chats for everybody, and you're speaking so well, my brother, so well.
Thank you, Eddie. And Sharon Watson says, Samara, I'm proud of you and your teammates for working so hard last night. Keep it up. Now, who is that?
That's my grandmother.
Granny in the building. Granny Watson. G-Ma. What you call her, Samara? What y'all call her? Nana?
We just call him grandma down here.
Okay, okay. All right. I didn't know if y'all had little nicknames.
I call my Momo.
You call her Momo?
Yeah.
Okay. What you call yours, Eddie? Big Mom?
Unfortunately, I've lost both of my grandparents, but Madeir and Yeti. So those are my two grandmothers. May they rest in soul. May those rest in heaven. I miss them so much. You know, my wife and I always talk about it's nothing like that grandma love. You know, that mama got that love, but it's just that grandma love is just something special. And I really miss both of them tremendously. So.
Okay. Well, we have this thing, what we call the Last Geek. And so the Last Geek is where you guys have 30 seconds to a minute that you can shout out anybody you want, your mama, your auntie, your dog, your cat, your boyfriend, whoever, with this last 30 seconds to a minute as we get ready to shut it down. And again, thanks to all of the fans that from Gulfport that chimed in here today. Make sure you subscribe and share and like and all of those other things that we need to say. Shout out to all the people who helped us at the Geeky Report podcast get to 1,000 subscribers. We got 1,000 subscribers. We have thousands and thousands of watch hours. So it is definitely a blessing from God that has happened. But so let's go with the Last Geek. We'll start with Jada and go to Samara, then Amaja, then Coach Glass and Cord, and then Eddie, and then I'll close us out.
All right. First, I want to shout out my team. I want to shout out my parents and my grandparents and my Aunt Alexis.
I want to shout out my teammates and plus the coaching staff, of course, and my parents, grandmothers, actually my family for being so supportive.
I would like to shout out my teammates. I would like to shout out my cousins, my mom and my dad for watching, and my coaches. You know, shout out to you, Gabe, real one.
All right, I'm gonna start off with shouting out to the coaching staff. I'm a little bit partial, but I think we got the best staff in the state. My top assistant was all SEC player at Ole Miss. Gabe is one of the most knowledgeable, highest IQ, best individual coaches we could ask for. My husband's on the staff and he brings energy and calms me down a little bit at times when I need it. So I think we have a good a good core nucleus of coaches. And then I'm blessed to have the kids that I have on this team. It's been a lot of fun. Shout out to my parents. They go to every game.
Awesome.
Yeah, my last geek. I just want all the girls to stay safe out here with the COVID, and there's been a lot of injuries going around. So try to stretch real good. Even sometimes you can't really deter an injury from stretching and stuff like that. I want to shout out my girl Ari Winston, 31-10 last night. So it's just like my daughter. So I ain't gave her a shout out yet. So shout out to you, Ari.
Did you hear that, Eddie? 31-10, but that's another story. We ain't gonna go there, Eddie. I just thought I'd let you know that though. That's
23-10 the other game. It's nothing. Picking up the slack for Taylor Woodhouse while she out. Get well, Taylor Woodhouse again.
Hey, did Samari do her? Did you do yours, Miss Fields? Okay, so it is my time. Since we on family tonight, I want to shout out first I'll shout out my family, my beautiful wife, Kimberly Young. You know, behind every good-looking man like myself, there's another good-looking wife. So I have a beautiful wife. Shout out to you, Boo, and all that you do, supporting me. I know it's tough dealing with a person like myself. Also, shout out to my 5 beautiful kids: Jarnay Young, Cameron Young, Jacqueline Young, Kaden Young, and Kason Young. All 5 of my beautiful kids. With me and my wife, there's 7. We like the Brady Bunch. You know, 7 is completion. So since we're talking about 7, we're gonna give a shout out to God, because without Him, none of this would be possible. Especially, and we're living in trying times right now. So we need Him more. We need you more now, Lord, than we ever needed you. I really, really appreciate you girls for coming on the show, and shout out to my Bobcat family. You know, shout out to Bobcat family. If any of you girls want to be a part of the best program in the state of Mississippi, hit me up, Coach Eddie Young. Hit me up on my Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever. We'd love to have you. But beyond that, again, thanks for another great show.
You know, Eddie, you was right there. I was about to lift my hands and I was trying to take a text. And, you know, I was getting ready to, you know, start maybe speaking in tongues. And then you flipped in with the Bobcat mess. I mean, you were there, Eddie. Like you, man, you did I mean, it was wonderful. I mean, I almost had a tear come out. And it was like, you took me right out of my high.
So like let me ask you something. Hey, Corey, watch this. So how does Corey get to talk about his Bobcat, his team, and talk about Ari? And I can't shout out. We on family, so I mean, Jada talked about her family, and Coach Brooks talked about her husband, and Maja talked about grandma, and so everybody talk about family. Then I talk about my family, and it's a problem. Y'all, you see that? You see what I had to go through?
Bobcat. I wish you had started with the Bobcat. You had me there, man. I was like, man, this dude is all right. He gave us a little God, and I saw Samara over there like, yeah, he ain't as crazy as I thought he was.
EV, let's capitalize
off, dog.
Let's capitalize off of us, EV. Let's capitalize off of it. Bucks, Bobcats. Let's start making this a tradition, you know what I'm saying, before we kick off the evaluation period. EV broadcasting, college coaches, come on down. You know, the best 2 teams in the state. Let's do it.
That'd be nice. But anyway, again, thank all of you for coming on. It's been like I have really enjoyed myself. Each time we do one of these shows with all these young ladies and coaches in high school, it just says a lot about what's happening in our great state of Mississippi. A lot of times we don't get the credit we deserve from the state. And Coach Glass, thank you for what you're doing. Amaja, Samara, Jada, I'm going to be pulling for you guys down on the Gulf Coast. No disrespect to the other teams. I haven't met the other teams, so I got to have Gulf Coast. I mean, not Gulf Coast, but Gulfport as my Gulf Coast team right now on the Lady Admirals. And so shout out to y'all. And, you know, Eddie made me think I got to shout out my wife, you know, Frances Vaughn, you know, 26 years of sticking with me. And I always say I married up. So did Eddie. Because anybody that married, you know, with us is something. So shout out to my wife and my 5 children. I told you, Eddie tried to be like me. I got 5 kids. He got 5 kids. My kids are grown. I got 29, 25, 15, 12. So Eddie tried to be like me. So anyway, thanks, Eddie. You know, you got
just when I thought I had enough kids, I guess I'm gonna have to go make me another baby, adopt or something, because
So again, and shout out to God, man, because he's, you know, there's no question without him, none of this would be possible. And so again, for the Gulfport Lady Admirals, Cordarius Jones, Eddie Young, I'm EV the Geeker saying, have yourself a great evening. And remember, I lay